Welcome to the synthetic friendship exercise. So this exercise is a continuation of the first exercise we did. It's the friendship with an old book. You did it with Gregorio, and this is now the second step. So what we did was, in principle, or what you did was to take a book, look at it, become friends with it, spend some time with it, and then write a small paragraph about this book. And this paragraph that you wrote is a mask that you made of the book, and you will take this mask and with it, the book, go to a, let's say, a party and talk with other books about things that you care. This is the basic plot. So what is interesting here, I think, is that with the book has a certain place, certain agenda it wants to do. Its author as well, the language it's written in as well. The friendship you create with the book takes you yet to another place. So it's really about your engagement with the book. And of course, it's always tricky because with some books, it's easy to be friends. So if everyone knows them, it's kind of easy to talk about them. If you don't know them that well and nobody knows them, it's a little bit more tricky. So it's not always easy to be friends with the book. And with each book, it's a little bit different. But it's to become friends. Huh? And then there are also technical aspects with the language, with the text. Is it in German? Is it in English? Is it in French? How fluent are you with those languages? How can you talk about them? And so on. But because it's a friendship, we think that the books and concepts are alive. So this is our prelude. This is the bodies. These are the bodies of the books. We will look at their faces. We have to create the masks, the costumes. These costumes can talk. We will set the stage, and then we will have a drama, and we will start playing with it. And this drama is the task of this exercise. So it's a kind of a talk of different books. We've already seen these games a little bit before with Alice and what's working with Alice. Now we want to take this kind of a little bit of AI towards your working with books. So what's happening? What is the stage? The stage is that the books are the actors and they are alive. So it's about you, it's about artificial intelligence, it's about the book and the library. So you have to take a role of the book, change your skin, put the mask of the book, and talk to other books, and do it on all three levels of abstraction. So with you, with the artificial intelligence, and with the books. And here are the old friends. These are the old friends. Yeah? So these are all the texts that you wrote. These are the masks that you created. Yeah. So this is a small paragraph of one of you, and then we do a kind of basic statistics. Yeah. So we look at the number of words, we look at number of unique words, we try to transform this into a language that we can work with on the computational level. So all these books have different faces, different word clouds, what they are about, but these are the masks that you did. The thing is that what connects them is the library. So it's a kind of a dictionary, is a common ground that connects all of those books. So these are the words from all the paragraphs that you wrote. We counted them, we looked at, so for instance, the first text has the word book 9 times, the second 3 times, and so on. So these are the words that create a common ground, a kind of a galaxy of concepts for the library and for the party where all your books and paragraphs will go. And this is the conceptual galaxy. So this is the place where these words that like each other come together. So as the books that you took will come together and go to a party, this is the galaxy of concepts of that party. This is what can be talked about at the party. And each book talks about this galaxy in a different way. But let's try to look at the concepts a little bit. So to get an idea of what's going on, we have to look at these words and then make stories what these words are about. And I would suggest that each one of you spends 10-20 minutes just looking at the words and trying to think, for instance, what is this galaxy about? If you would cut it like this and like this, so what would be this part, what would be this part, what would be this part, what would be this part? So I will give you just one kind of interpretation to try to think of what this might be. So if we have tool, basis, geometric, science, professor, treatise, criticize, circle, edge, temple, analysis, decoration, Buonarroti, basilica, discussion, close, analyze, order, column, geometry. So it's a kind of a discussion on how to build things, I would say, in this corner. How to build a building. Let's look at this part here. So for instance, it's about the city, defense, primary, field, fortification, town, type, fortress, military, mass, browse, relationship, interplay. So if in the first part we were building a building. Here in this part of the galaxy, we are trying to think how to defend this position. And let's look at here, for instance. It's important to keep in mind that these are stories that you have to invent. So they're not truthful, they're contextual to this library, to this thing. Here we have a place, a call, a reason. We have a body, an exercise. We belong, we are Italian, we like techniques, produce, cooperate, relief, publisher, plate, perfect, nature, symmetry, garden, reflection, circular, regularity. So it's almost, how do we talk about things that we like? I don't know if this is a good way to think of it, but I would say it's about talking about things that we like. Or for instance, if we go now to another part of the galaxy, let's go here and look what's going on there. So here it's about the perspective, about theory, principle, explanation, line, object, figure, problem, school, practicality, abstraction, arithmetics. So it's almost like, how do we organize our thinking about things? So this is for our setting, for our synthetic friendships, this is the space of possibilities of all talks. So all our talks are going to be around these things. Now the beautiful thing is that we can look at how your paragraphs that you wrote reflect this galaxy of concepts. And these are the old friends with the new faces. And they are synthetic faces. So these faces are not the ones. So for each of your texts, there is a face. Word galaxy is this galaxy that we have. And let's look at this one, for instance. So in this whole galaxy of concepts, this one is focused here in the center. Yeah, let's take another one, just to have two. And for instance, they are both with the same title. So it's the 10 books of architecture, but they look at this in a different way. Yeah? So one is more focused on this central part where we said it's about talking about things you like, and the other one starts, it's close to the talking of the things that I like, but I want to defend my position as well. So I think it's important to make stories about these clusters of words so that you can in a way start imagining what the books are about and have an easy access to things. Because like this you can access all the books and get an idea of what they are about and how to think about them. And once we have those faces, what we want to do is we want to invite the books to a party. So we want to create these synthetic friendships. So it's a long table, it's a spectrum where we invite all of you, but we arrange the table. So the artificial intelligence arranges the table in a way how these words are arranged. Not anymore now in a rectangular, but now we will arrange them in a line. And they are here. This is our table. This is our party. And on this party we have 65 seats, 65 talks. These are the different talks. You can see some of them. Let's go from this side. They're about books and drawing, books and structures, books and pages, illustrations. And then we are going towards drawing and illustration and books and drawing is becoming stronger and stronger. The perspective is coming. And we can look for each of these word clouds, who is talking about them. This is the guys who are talking about them. Here are these guys who are talking about this. And we can see how as we go through the table, we are coming from the books towards order, from the books towards illustration, and now towards order, via architecture, towards building, details, construction, building again, proportion, doors, and then things are getting a little bit fuzzy, more specific, like basilicas, agrippa, gardens, staircases, fortifications, columns, drawings, again perspective. And then we end up, this is very funny, with the two texts that didn't do it in English. So they did it in German, and because of this, they were kind of at the end of the table because they talk in a different language than everyone else. And they have their own specific vocabulary. Of course, I know that you all know English and German, but because these texts are in a different language, they are at the end of the table. And this is a funny thing with machine learning, that it's able to get these things. Or if we go to the galaxy of concepts, it's the same. If you look, so you have all these English words, and then there is a small part where the German words like to be. And all the German words, of course, like to be next to each other. But doesn't matter. So with these guys, they will have to invent their conversation in a different way. They have to find what their friendship is about. While I would recommend to all of the other guys, if this is the conversation, these are the personas in this conversation, you can talk about these things. These should be the common concepts for you to talk about and develop your drama, how to talk about these things. Yeah? If you don't know where is your where are you, you can just write your name, for instance, Hat, and then go with Control F, and then just put here, and then you have two. So Hat, one is here, one is here. Then you will find your name and see in which conversation you are and who you should talk to. So these are the groups. These are the clusters of four people in principle who should talk and make a drama about something, yeah? Which is here. But you have to dramatize it in your own way. So these are the friendships, these are the synthetic friendships, and now we need to play them. We need to make a talk of synthetic friends on a topic of the word cloud in a form of a drama or a video or a WhatsApp chat or a drawing. It has to be beautiful and interesting. You have to play the books. So what would the books say if they had these masks? And you know, because they are your friends, so you kind of have to take their place in this party and talk about these things. So if you want to see how this can look like, we have it on the Friends with an Old Book. You have synthetic friendships from the last year, and these are the different things how people responded, either through kind of videos or WhatsApp chats, or they were more serious or more playful. So it's really up to you how you want to dramatize these things on the level of form and on the level of content. And then once you have it, you have to submit this to Gregorio, and he will give you, I think, in an email which comes with this video, all the dates that you have to kind of work with. So the rest of the materials that we have are on Xenotheka. So in Xenotheka, you go to folders, and inside of the folders, you have Synthetic Friendship S2, 258 books, and here you have everything. Archive file is the zip file. With it, you can take the whole thing on your computer. You have these notebooks that I'm presenting from. You have the bodies of the books for each book. You have the synthetic faces of all of them. And you have the friendship. This is the synthetic friendship, or the arrangement of how you sit at the table. If you are stuck with your drama and with your text and you don't know how to perform or how to think about it, I highly recommend that you go back to Alice. How to work with Alice, I have written here, and you have 2 small tutorials on it, so that you know how to play with it. But then just use the concepts, take a library. I would go with the biggest library, Xenotheka, choose a topic, for instance, perspective, and then just start asking questions, for instance, from your build architecture book. And start exploring. So here you should be able to get a lot of ideas and a lot of quotes that you can work with and bring them together in a kind of dramatic setting. So I think that's it in principle from my side. All of this you have on the Xenotheka, and I hope you will be making interesting talks. So what's important is that you take the face of the book. So you became friends with it, you take its face, you take the mask of it, find people who you are sitting at the party, and make an interesting conversation around topics that you find interesting, or around topics which are suggested here. Thank you very much, and looking forward to discussing these things with you soon. Bye-bye.